How many times have you said you're going to change something tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes around and you're still doing the same thing you said you wasn't going to do? And then it gets to a point where you start thinking to yourself like, damn, can I even trust my own word? Well, today's video, I'm going to give y'all 5 steps on how to keep promises to yourself. But before I get started, if y'all ain't familiar with this channel, my name is Tone. Y'all can call me Tone Steady, whatever y'all want to call me. In this channel, I help alter people's mentalities to becoming more successful, and how to alter our mentalities to be able to make these days that are hard to go by very much easier, okay? The days of anger, the days of sadness, the days of procrastination, and the days of releasing negative energy that we don't no longer need to release. That's what this channel is for, is to help people release all those demons that we have attached to us. But with that being said, let's get straight to the video, okay? So step number 1, stop making promises to yourself that you can't keep. So it's like saying, I'm going to wake up every single day at 8 a.m. knowing damn well that you wake up every single day at 12 p.m. You know, it's not realistic. That's a promise that you're not going to be able to keep. You know, you need to start making promises like, okay, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to wake up, instead of 10, I'm going to wake up at 9. Let me wake up at 9 every single day for 5 days in a row. If you could complete that goal, right, that promise yourself, okay, 1 hour earlier, 5 days in a row, then okay, instead of waking up at 9, let me wake up at 8, 1 hour earlier, 5 days in a row. You see where I'm getting? Make promises that are very realistic and not unrealistic, okay? Like saying, okay, so today I didn't make no money. I haven't made no money in like 3 months, but today I'm going to make $500. That's not realistic, okay? That's not a promise that you're going to be able to keep to yourself. You need to start small. You need to build your way up. It's kind of like trying to build a big Lego with only a little bit of blocks. Like, with the little blocks that you have, you gotta be able to build what you can, okay? And from there, you build more and more and more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? So stop making promises that are not realistic at all, because you're gonna start losing hope whenever you don't accomplish them. And once you don't accomplish them, you'll be like, damn, if I can't do that, then I can't do this. For example, you know, a personal one that I did was, before I was able to stop smoking and stop drinking, you know, I used to drink a lot of energy drinks. Like a lot. I used to drink like 3-5 of them a day, okay? And it came to a point where I knew it was bad, and I got addicted to them because I needed one every single day in order to function. So I told myself, I want to stop smoking. I want to stop drinking. I want to stop lusting. But before I could do that, let me start off with something like an energy drink. So I promised myself that I wasn't going to drink energy drinks no more. I kept that promise. I haven't drank an energy drink since January something, okay? I have not a single one. Anytime someone offers me one, I say no. And me being able to have that discipline and keep that promise was able to make keeping other promises a lot easier. So that really helped me being able to go sober when it came to drinking. And that also helped me going sober with being with smoking. Because I told myself, if I was able to quit something that I felt like I needed every single day, why can't I quit something that I know I don't need? You see what I'm getting? You know, making realistic promises that's going to help you make a bigger promise complete. So with that being said, let's get into number 2. Make the promises specific. Don't just tell yourself, for example, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to get strong. That's my promise. No. Be more specific. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to go to the gym. These days, I'm going to do work. You know what I'm saying? Then you start going. Monday, I'm going to go. You hold yourself accountable. Wednesday, I'm going to go. You hold yourself accountable. Friday, I'm going to go. You hold yourself accountable. Instead of saying, I'm going to go to the gym and then you never go. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be a little bit more specific with the promises you make. And not just with the promises you make, but with the goals you have. You can't just tell yourself, I'm going to be rich, and you don't have a goal to how you're going to get rich. Just waking up one day, yeah, I'm going to be rich just by working my 9 to 5. Which you can, But don't be stuck in that loop of doing 9 to 5s. 9 to 5s helps you build structure, but it doesn't help you build comfortability, okay, and satisfaction at all. Because I know a lot of people that hate their jobs, but they don't realize that 9 to 5s are what help you become better for the future. It helps you build structure for the things that you have passion in. But with that being said, you gotta make specific promises. So it's like me saying I'm gonna stop smoking when I'm addicted. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight, okay? Instead of saying I'm gonna stop smoking, say I'm gonna only smoke once a week. Once a week. Eventually that once a week leads to once a month. And then that once a month leads to once every 3 months. And then that once every 3 months leads to, I don't even want to do it anymore. You get the gist? You see what I'm putting down, picking up what I'm putting down? And same thing with drinking, or same thing with a lot of things that you want to do. Or if you want to learn how to do stocks, or if you want to learn how to do some things, don't say, I'm going to learn how to do it. Say, this day and at this time, I'm going to apply my time and my energy and my effort towards this craft. I'm going to put the discipline on these days to stop doing something that I don't want to do no more. I'm going to show up for myself on these specific days to get to my end goal. Right? That's number 2. And number 3, the most important one. Whenever you make a promise to yourself, you got to do it even when you don't feel like it. What does that mean? So it's like saying, I'm going to promise myself that every day I'm going to post a video on YouTube. There's going to be days where I work all day from 9 in the morning all the way to 4 o'clock p.m., then go clock into my other job at 4:30 p.m. and come out and don't come home till 12 o'clock a.m. And I'm tired, I'm gassed, I have to wake up. But that time, at that moment when you don't want to do it, that's the most perfect time to work on your craft. And why is that? Because that's what separates you from others. Because there's a lot of other people who are complacent with being like everybody else, and who are complacent with just being satisfied with just waking up in the morning, going to make money, going to their job, coming home, going to sleep, and that's not the way. So you got to make a change and beat that statistic, okay? You got to tell yourself, I'm going to do this even when I don't want to do it. I'm tired, I worked all day, my passion is dancing, I'm going to dance at least for an hour until I get better and until I can finally be where I want to be. If I want to do music production, I'm going to give that extra hour to make as many beats as I can, to make as many good beats as I can, network out to as many artists as I can for at least 1 to 2 hours after my shift. Because putting that time into your craft is what's going to set you up for your future to be able to get you out of your 9 to 5 job. Okay? And not only just your 9 to 5 job, but out of anything you're trying to get out of. Keeping that promise is very important, but you got to do it when you don't want to do it. And one thing that I learned is your feelings don't control your word. Okay? Your feelings don't control your word. Don't wait till you get a spark of motivation to do something, because you're not always going to have that motivation. Let's say that your YouTube finally blows up, right? But you don't have that motivation to make a video. That's you losing out on money. Let's say that you finally blow up with all these artists, but you don't have the motivation to make music. That's you missing out on opportunities. So stop making decisions based off your emotions. Just do it. Do it when you don't want to do it. It feels great. It's a mental challenge. It's all mental. When you tell yourself, I don't feel like doing it, that's the perfect time to do it. Challenge yourself, because at the end of the day, it's just you versus you. It's just you versus you. So you got to beat yourself, because if you can't even beat yourself, then you won't even be able to beat the person next to you or the person that you're trying to become like. Because one thing I always tell people is, don't try to be like somebody else. Try to be better. Don't compare yourself. Be better. You know what I'm saying? But before you could do that, you gotta learn how to do it even when you don't want to do it. So just in case I forgot what I've talked about, I'm gonna read the steps that I said before leading up to step number 4. So step number 1 was stop making promises you can't keep. Number 2 was make the promises specific. And number 3, Do it when you don't feel like it. And now to number 4, stop breaking promises in private. This one is so strong, okay? This one's so powerful. Stop breaking promises in private. Stop telling yourself you're gonna stop watching, yeah, and then you go home and when no one's looking, you do it. Because you're just disappointing yourself and disappointing your word and your integrity. Stop telling yourself that you're gonna stop smoking and telling all your friends I don't smoke no more. Then you go home and you roll yourself a little yay, and then you get to smoking day. Okay? Stop doing that. Stop telling yourself that you're gonna go to the gym and stop telling everybody you're gonna go to the gym and then you miss a day of workout. Stop telling yourself that you're gonna make money and make all this, but you're calling off on work without anybody knowing. Stop doing that. Stop. Have integrity. One thing that a really, really, really close friend of mine named Cinco told me is live your life like you got a camera on you at all times. Like you got your little brother watching you at all times. Like you got your mama watching you at all times. I know that one hits. Your mama, okay? Everybody hates disappointing their moms. So imagine like you're living your life like your mom is just watching you the whole time. And if you mess up, she's about to complain to you. She's about to tell you some stuff that you don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? You got to live your life with integrity. You got to do the right thing when nobody's watching. This is not something that they just tell us in elementary, bro. It sounds cliche, but it's not. Having integrity is so important because not just having integrity with others, but having integrity with yourself. Because if you deceive yourself, then you're going to deceive your friend. You're going to deceive your family. You're going to deceive your lover, your partner, the person that you love the most, your job. If you can't keep a word with yourself, how are you going to keep a word with somebody else? It don't work like that. You got to have integrity with your own word. Keep promises and stop breaking them in private. Stop. Stop. Because imagine if your little brother was watching or your little sister or your mom. How would they feel? And they would tell you, I taught you better and I raised you better. Imagine having that conversation. It's not a good conversation, okay? So this is pretty self-explanatory. Stop breaking promises in private. And for those who are watching this, y'all know what y'all are doing. And y'all know the things that y'all need to be doing. So if you know that you're not doing something right, I suggest you stop. Okay? Lock in. Lock in. But with that being said, with number 5, this one's very important. Give yourself evidence. Now, what does that mean? As soon as you're able to do steps 1 through 4, you give yourself evidence that you're capable of holding your word. And that's so powerful. The power of being able to hold your own word is like no other. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, imagine you're in a room and you have friends, right? And you've accomplished all the things you said you were going to do. You've accomplished a lot of things that you inspire your friends, that your friends inspire to do as well, right? And you have 2 people, right? You have that person, and then you also have the other person who says they're going to do something, they don't do nothing, a talker, right? And let's say the talker is giving somebody else who wants help advice on how to be better, right? It's good advice, but he doesn't have a backbone behind him. So that person isn't gonna listen to the talker because his words aren't credible. Versus the person who has the evidence behind him that he's able to trust, that he's trustworthy because he was able to keep his own promises. So the words and the advice and the wisdom that he has is a lot more credible than the talker. You see what I'm saying? So it's important to have the evidence behind your word. Okay, you gotta give yourself evidence. You gotta give yourself evidence that your word is credible and that people can trust you. But before people can trust you, you gotta know how to trust yourself with your own word. And one thing that I wrote down is every promise you keep becomes evidence that you're capable of changing. So not just with people being able to trust you, but with you being able to trust yourself. So if you tell yourself, I was able to quit the monsters, I was able to quit the weed, I was able to quit drinking, I was able to quit lusting, I was able to quit partying, I was able to keep that consistency with things I no longer wanted to do. So why can't I change and keep consistency with the things that I want to accomplish? Think about that. Really think about that. These are all keys into being able to keep promises to yourself. You have to alter your mentality, my friends. You have to. It's so important. It's so important because if you don't alter mentality and you keep telling yourself that you're perfect just the way you are, you're never gonna be able to improve. And I can't stress that. I don't know how to stress that much more. I used to always tell myself that I was fine, that everything that I'm doing is gonna be fixed one day. But I was saying that for 2 years. For 2 years and nothing was happening. If anything, I was just going downhill. As soon as I put a net on that, it started stopping the things I didn't want to do and started doing the things that I should have been doing a long time ago. Oh my God, my life has been amazing. And it's only growing. It's only growing. It's only growing. Like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. And neither are y'all. But with consistency with things that you want to do and consistency with things that you want to quit, it will really separate you from the other person in the room. Remember that. And I just want to let y'all know one thing, okay? And the whole purpose of this video. The goal isn't to become perfect, okay? The goal isn't to become perfect. The goal is to be able to become someone that you trust. I'm gonna say that again. The goal isn't to become perfect. The goal is to be able to become somebody that you trust. Be somebody that you trust. Because if you can't trust yourself, how are you gonna be able to trust someone else? And if you can't trust yourself, how is somebody else gonna be able to trust you? Really think about that. But with that being said, I just want to leave off with one more note. I say this in all my videos. When life throws you lemons, you make what? No, you don't make lemonade. You make Kool-Aid. Tone, what does that mean? When life throws you problems, you're lemons. People expect for you to retaliate and to react in a negative way and in a certain way that everybody else will react. Lemonade. But you decide to completely change the circumstance around you, right? You got to change the circumstance around you. That's your Kool-Aid, right? When life throws you lemons, you make Kool-Aid. You got to completely change the circumstance around you. Yeah, that's a jewel right there, bro. And I made that myself. Yeah. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all if y'all made it all the way to the end of this video. If y'all want to keep learning more on how to be better up here, that way you can be better down here, come tap in with me. I'm not saying subscribe. I'm not saying like my videos. I don't care about none of that, okay? Just come tap in with me and let's get this money together and let's get better together. Let's stop our addictions together. Let's be consistent together, okay? But with that being said, my name is Tone. Y'all could call me Tone Said It. I could call me Tone Made It. Whatever y'all want to call me. I hope y'all have an amazing day today. God bless y'all. God loves y'all. I love y'all. And I'm out. Ski!